Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Super sick Monday for some people. The day after the Super Bowl, statistically, one of the days that a lot of people are calling into work. But I was happy to make it into the office today, especially since I got to see the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl last night. I was pretty pumped standing on my feet, biting my nails all the way to the last play. So for everyone out there who was an Eagles fan last night, congratulations on the win. To the Patriots fans out there, sorry about the game last night, but you've won several in the past. So I hope everybody who watched the game really enjoyed it. It probably was one of the best football games I've ever seen ever in all time, especially in a Super Bowl. Honestly, probably the best game that's ever been played. So I was really pumped to see that. Today, I wanted to talk specifically about one of the ads that I saw at the Super Bowl. You may have noticed the one that was put on by Rocket Mortgage. The entire premise of the ad was that there were several things that were going on that were super complicated that couples looked completely confused by, and then Keegan-Michael would step in and offer a simplified explanation of whatever it was that was being discussed or whatever it was that was being shown, until they got to a point where they were sitting down in front of a mortgage lender who was explaining that they wouldn't have PMI, but with FHA there's always going to be the MIP that they have to pay and all these other technical terms that they just look completely confused by. So he comes in, shows them a phone, shows them the app, hit a button, get a mortgage, Rocket Mortgage. Sounds fantastic, right? Well, the truth is, it can be a really great tool, but as a realtor here in Southwest Indiana, I always caution people on some of the cons that you might run into with utilizing technology to get your mortgage as well. Now, today, I don't want to bash on Rocket Mortgage. I know people who have used Quicken Loans and all other online services that have had a phenomenal experience, so I can't say specifically that it's a bad thing to do, but I do want to let people know why it may not be the best thing for you, depending on the type of loan that you're looking at or depending on the situation that you might be in, because sometimes it's good to have that local person, that local expert, that person that you can go and sit down in front of to actually ask the questions, because there are a lot of specific technical things that go into getting a mortgage. So sometimes it's better to go ahead and get those questions answered and have somebody who can explain it to you, as opposed to just going ahead and going through the shortest, simplest, easiest project or process without knowing exactly what it is you're getting yourself into. To be real honest with you, even before the game started, I was at my in-laws' house and I was talking to my brother-in-law and his girlfriend and one of my other brother-in-laws, and they were kind of asking me questions about real estate and what I do and how I do it. And one of the things that came up was, hey, we see this thing on HGTV all the time where people are asking questions about closing costs and who's going to pay the closing costs and whether or not the seller is going to pay the closing costs or if we're going to get them included in the purchase price. And they were like, I don't even know what closing costs are. I'm not really sure what all that means. And I was like, guys, you're not alone in those questions. That is something that comes up all the time, that almost every buyer that I work with, unless they're an experienced home buyer who's maybe an investor doing this time and time again, there's a lot of costs that are associated with getting a loan and the title work and the title search and all of the recording and the documents that have to be done in order to transfer title from one person to another. Now, if you're going through something like Rocket Mortgage and you're putting everything online and you're going through and submitting your documents electronically, you may not have that person that you have that relationship with that you feel confident to ask those questions to. The truth is there's a lot of stuff that goes into getting the mortgage process done and a lot of documentation that you have to be able to provide, that having that trust and that face-to-face relationship could be something that is better than just going through an electronic app or something like that on Rocket Mortgage. Now, the other thing I want to talk about specifically because of those closing costs and all those questions is it's better to have somebody who's going to explain that to you up front as opposed to throughout the process. Because if you don't really know what to expect and you don't have someone who's kind of guiding you through the process to give it to you, every time you turn around, you may be thinking you're getting hit with another fee, or there's another piece of documentation that you have to provide, or there's something else that is coming up that you had no idea is coming on, and it just makes you feel blindsided, and that's definitely not what you want to be doing when you're making your largest financial investment that most of us are going to make in our lives. In addition, that technology for Rocket Mortgage sounds phenomenal, where you can do everything online. You can submit everything electronically through the cloud and everything else. the truth is you can do that with a lot of local lenders here too. A lot of people utilize the internet and technology to give you an opportunity to turn in your documents electronically, to email PDFs over to them, to correspond and sign electronically on different documents and everything else you need. So you don't have to go with these fancy online lenders. You can actually work with somebody who is local, who you know, who you trust, who has a lot of these tools available as well. So, like I said, Rocket Mortgage is something that has been around for a couple years. It's nothing new. It's nothing that is just coming out of the blue to revolutionize the mortgage industry. It's just another tool that a lender is utilizing to try to generate more leads for themselves. So if you're thinking about making a move and you need to talk to a lender or you need to get pre-approved, it's not a bad idea to check out Rocket Mortgage, because a lot of times they're going to be able to help you through the pre-approval process. But as with any lender, local, online, or otherwise, I always recommend it. It's a good idea to check around a couple of different places so you can shop the rate and shop the person and the product that best fits your needs. You're going to have a lot better options finding that with someone local that you can talk to, someone who can answer your questions, and someone you can have a conversation with at times than you may be able to online. If you ever have any questions about anybody you could talk to, I work with a lot of great local reputable people who can help you out with that. You can feel free to leave me a comment down below if you have any interest in getting pre-approved. Sorry, I just got a call coming in, so I don't know what you heard, but what I was saying is if you need any information on getting a pre-approval done, you can let me know in the comments, or you can send me a message, or you can give me a call at 812-779-6273. If you know anybody who's thinking about getting in the process of making that move this year, make sure you share this video with them so that you can help them understand some of the pros and cons of utilizing some kind of online service like Rocket Mortgage or something else. And let me know in the comments any questions you might have about this topic in general or anything else you want to hear about. I love going live at 5 every Monday, but I want to hear from you guys to find out what it is that you want to know more about. So please let me know so I can make sure that I'm bringing you the best value that I can. Hope you had a great weekend, you enjoyed the Super Bowl, and that your week is off to a great start. I'll talk to you next week.